Time to get out of bed. Oh boy. I think I probably look like I'm not awake. And I look like a madman. Like Larry, or who was it Larry, right? Larry, the Three Stooges, right? And I'm sure they spent a lot of time with your... Yeah, I mean, I make a good cloud. I don't even have to put a fake thing over my head. It's just right there, you know? I'm just natural. I'm just a natural at it. And it could get really scary, too. I don't feel like being scary this morning. I'm losing a lot of hair today. Ugh, I don't like that. Yuck. Why is that happening? Unusual amount of hair coming out. Yeah, if I keep doing this, you might see me. I'll be bald, and then I won't have to worry about all this messing around with my hair. Oh, I would feel pretty upset. It would be much preferable at this moment if I had my tripod. That's what I'm going to start doing. Especially if we're going to do this, all day long. I mean, a little silly, I think, but hey! Do I look silly? You have no idea what this looks like when I'm looking out like that. I don't know. It's so new. Everything's new, and it's exciting. And if you're watching this, you must be a nut. Maybe. No, you must have some interest in unusual things, and I do. Welcome to the world of people who are interested in unusual things. There, I got my little beanie copter on, and just have to make it go around, except I can't do that. I mean, that doesn't work, Doo-doo-doo. Well, I guess anyway. Uh-oh, covering up the... There it goes. Wait. Oh, I don't understand it there. Doo-doo-doo-boo-boo. Here it is. M-I-C-K-E-Y. Why? Because we... Oops. Whoopsie, sorry about that. Because we love you. M-O-O-S-E. Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse. Wherever we go, we raise our banners high. High, I'm not. Some people think I'm high all the time. What are you on, man? And I will admit that there have been times when I've had to make a choice of either admitting to imbibing a substance that many people do. But there are also a lot of times that say, I'm high on life, wink, nudge, there's my elbow, nudge. Bob's your uncle, Bob's your uncle. Oh, my hair. Oh, my hair. Actually, once I kind of do this to it, I do this, it starts to get kind of nice. It should. Sometimes I let it go around my ear, but usually it's better when it's behind my ear. There. You see? Before and after. I've used to worry, oh, is my hair going to have every hair in place and all perfect and all the curls go in the same direction? And yeah, wait a minute, you know what? I'm not that type of person. I'm not at all hairs go in the same place, so why should I try to make myself look that way? And actually, I kind of like my hair this way. Whoopsie. I keep putting my finger in. There we go. Okay, anyway, I forgot to do the timer again, and you know what? Since I'm going, I keep forgetting where the camera is. It's there. And since I'm talking to you, I just find this, I'm still new enough at this. But I don't know if I'm ever going to really stop, because I'm thinking about you. You. I don't know if the you that I'm thinking about is actually a you that I know. I'm thinking about a lot of yous that I know. And then I'm kind of thinking about the yous that I don't know yet. Maybe I'll never know. That's the thing about this kind of medium. What I kind of envision, not kind of, where does that word come from? I mean of, oh, that's what it was. There's I mean something, and then I kind of would be the opposite. It means I don't mean it. If I'm not mean, I'm kind, right? Well, I don't know. I have a feeling this particular line of logic is for the boys. Let me tell you about the birds. Oh yes. Tweet, tweet, tweet. And the bees, tweet, tweet, tweet. And when we say them together, we're not talking about little flying animals and the flowers and the trees and the moon up above. And nothing holds love. And nothing cold. Love. Excuse my learning on your time. I'm working on getting that tone in my singing. That's the right tone. I've gotten much better at singing, but I've really been missing a very fundamental piece. Hitting the tone. I've gotten much better at breathing and producing a rich sound and good vowel production, etc. I have a very resonant voice. But I sound terrible. And it wasn't until recently that I started really realizing it. When I'm by myself, and when I'm singing slowly, when I'm in a choral group of good singers, like as I am, a community chorus, that's a lot different. And the fact that this not very loud part of my voice, even when I'm doing it right, it's just not that loud. Well, in a choral situation, but if I'm missing it, it's okay, because others have it, and I'm providing a lot of the lower end, or the range, and in that way I'm contributing, and the others who have that strong, pure tone carry the day. But when I'm singing by myself, wow, I have to be so focused. I have to get the sound right in here. So when I'm trying to get the sound, I think that right now I'm doing an okay job. But it's so easy to not get it on every sound. There we go. Where and an old habits die hard, And I think that, oh, this sounds okay. You know, hey, this sounds okay. This sounds better than the way it was before. But it's still a little low. Excuse me, I hope I'm not making you cringe. I know I'm getting better, I know it, but I know I'm also missing with some frequency, so. But I decided, look, how am I ever going to get good if I don't sing? A lot. Singing is an activity that has a lot of habitual actions. I've been singing a long time, singing badly a long time. And I'm not going to change that without a great deal of focus and repetition, and under a lot of different circumstances. So that's the application to different. That's a major part of learning anything. You know, we can say, I know how to do such and such, but it's the applying it in different situations that's when you either do it or you don't. That's the when word comes in, that question, as Morpheus said to Neo. You could ask, where are we? Or how did I get here, or so on, but that's maybe when could give us a greater insight into the real essence of the situation. And when we're talking about a habit, whether it's singing or keeping our mouths shut in meetings, or alternatively speaking up, or being organized, taking that extra step, being more careful, or not being overly cautious, whatever it is that we've learned, the tendencies we have that we've come to realize just are not effective for us. But then we're faced with a challenge. Decision. Either forget about it, it's the way I am. Or we could engage in a process of cognitive enhancement. There are different ways to do it. As a parroter, it's part of what I'm sort of expected to do, to share my approach to cognitive enhancement through parroting, which I'm doing a version of now. Parroting is not this kind of thing of talking just to other people, but in my case, it has been through talking to myself, but doing it in such a way that I'm thinking that reasonable people, not necessarily my parents, or my wife, or anybody who knows me well, I need to have, one of the things that parroting is all about is giving ourselves the freedom to think out what we're thinking in an explicit way, in a verbal way. You can parrot through writing, it's possible, but verbal is more free and it's more natural. And for some of us who find writing very difficult, it's just an awful lot easier. And so, by developing the habit and the practice of taking the mainline thoughts, not the whole range of thoughts that we have, so much of what we think can only be thought non-verbally. And just then, a bunch of things happened. A bunch of things just went through my mind. Some conscious and verbal internally, I just said it to myself. But actually all sorts of other things, which are always happening, even when I'm talking. Sometimes I have to just give it a break from the talking, because talking uses up cognitive cycles and can be forcing too much. Sometimes you just need to not talk to allow the thoughts to proceed. But on the other hand, when you spend some time each day, as we parroters do, channeling that main line of our thoughts through our mouths, so it comes out, which means it engages. I mean, just getting it, translating thoughts into sounds engages a whole highly evolved and complex subsystem of our intelligence. Getting it out. And then the fact that it then travels back through the bones and through the air and bounces off things and back into our ears engages, well, the other ability that marks us as different from any other animals, our ability to understand language, complex language. So another incredibly amazing part of our thought process that we have, so that instead of our thoughts being just internal, that system, that internal thought system, we're now engaging the two major subsystems that really that distinguish us as humans. And I was going to give some sort of caveat to what I said, and yeah, you can quibble with what I'm saying. I could quibble with what I'm saying, and I'm saying it in a very definite way about the two. Well, maybe not the two, but I kind of think it is. But don't worry about it. Getting to GTD. That's just a little signal that I use for myself, and it's another part of parroting. Parroting makes use of acro tools. Acro tools are acronyms of phrases, and the tool part is, well, they're a form of cognitive tool. Unlike a hammer, which is a very useful thing, but it's something outside of your body, and you use it for certain things, but it's outside. The cognitive tool is inside, and it's available at any moment. That's the idea, or you want it to be available. No, I actually don't care about it being available anytime. You want it to be available when you need it. So it is good that that could be anytime. So the best cognitive tools become available when you need them. And in my case, when I'm starting to get kind of wrapped up and stuck in some sort of quibble, which it's just something I learned long ago as a child. Why should I take something simple? Why should I make it simple when I can make it complicated? Why should I say 3 or 4 words when I could say 3 or 4 paragraphs? You know? I'll tell you, I bored myself as well as everybody else around me. Sleep a lot of the time. And GTD, getting too detailed, was an acro tool. I think of it as probably the iconic parroting moment, piece. That's the thing that's come out of parroting. That is just, whoa, I always think of that first, because I use it. I mean, I still use it all the time. I don't need to use it. It doesn't need, it's really a monitoring device. And I want this monitor to be always there. The monitor that says, well, something's going on here. You've got old habits of explaining things, and you're getting stuck on it. Recognize it. And do what you need to do to get out of it. Often it's just to stop and go, whoops, or GTD, sorry, I'm sorry, I'm getting too detailed. It can be as simple as that. But for a person who's wrapped up in a highly developed habit, it can be difficult to recognize that's happening, or to know what to do about it. So I got to stop. I've gone to over 20 minutes. Goodbye.